Dude, why does my camera look like that? I literally am like blending in. Anyways, welcome back, you guys, to today's market recap. I did not take a trade today. I was very patient, and I'll go over what exactly I was looking for coming into this morning. Sorry for the no trade recaps. I've been extremely busy, and also was kind of taking like a little mental break from YouTube. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes you just need that shit. It is what it is. If you guys still have any questions, feel free to comment, DM me in Discord. I definitely will answer those. But I just wanted to take like a couple days off from making YouTube videos. But yeah, coming into this morning, here's what I was looking at. So I started on the daily time frame. And if you guys want to get my daily bias every single morning, it's free. Join my free Discord. The link is in the description. I don't charge you guys. Everything's fucking for free. I do this literally for the love of the fucking game. Okay. So I started on the daily time frame. I just marked out previous day high, previous day low. Obviously, previous day low already got hit. So I just had previous day high marked out. I wasn't really expecting price to go all the way the fuck up there, so that was kind of irrelevant. And then on the 4 hour, what I did notice is that we were inside of this 4 hour gap. So I was waiting to see if that was going to get respected or disrespected, and we ended up respecting it. So I was like, all right, cool. We're probably going to remain bearish for the time being, because overnight session we ended up shitting the bed. We already took out previous session highs and lows, but we left the lows. We left London and we left Asia, and then ES overnight. Okay, this is why I was severely convicted that I wouldn't say I necessarily married my bias, but I was definitely looking for shorts all morning, because ES made 4 hour equal lows, not like relatively. It made 4 hour equal lows with Asia session, and then not only that, if you come down to London made like 15-minute, I think, 15-minute equal lows as well with London, or it might have been like 5-minute, but you guys get the gist. So we had equal lows, just a plethora of them. And then NASDAQ, on the other hand, we obviously didn't, because this line is where market opened. We didn't take out London yet, and we had Asia right here. So let's get into what exactly I was looking for. That was like my, I guess, my like fucking like surface level bias. And then we also on ES, we had this 15-minute unfilled for value gap that we also created equal highs on. So what I wanted to see is, off rip in the morning, NASDAQ was trading a lot lower. As you can see, the 5-minute chart, we shit the bed. What I wanted to see was ES come up and take out these internal highs, and then we can continue lower, creating an SMT, because we already had an SMT with the 830 candle, and that was news. So we had an SMT like this, and I believe, oh yeah, there was another SMT created later on. But we had an SMT with the 830 candle, which was a data news candle. So we ended up shitting the bed. And what I wanted to see was ES come up, resweep these highs, tap into this 15-minute, and then continue lower. So that's what I was looking for. And if you guys really like pay attention to market structure, this tends to happen pretty often. This is like the third time this has happened this month where I wanted to see this exact scenario. However, today it happened on a higher time frame. It happened on a 15-minute, so therefore the entry models are going to take a little bit longer to form. What I like to see is when like the internal highs or the market open highs get swept out on like the 1 minute or the 5 minute, and we see an immediate reaction. Those are personally the best setups for me. However, we got that exact setup. Like I said, everything I teach you guys is fractal. It applies to every single time frame. We got that exact setup for today, and we'll go over it right now, actually. So as you can see, we ended up continuing higher, ended up creating an SMT with these 920 highs right here. Okay, and then let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ was still all the way to the fuck down here. So at this point in time, our SMT looked like this. And what are we targeting on NASDAQ? Well, we're targeting all this LR and this London low, which is completely fine. But really my condition was this hourly gap right here. I said, if we can inverse this, I will be willing to look for shorts. Hopefully 10 a.m. can like leave this relatively equal low right here. This is exactly what I said. I said, I want to see this low on ES get left relative, and then we can look for a 10 a.m. open high into this 5-minute for value gap right here. And then look for shorts out of it. However, we just did not end up getting that 5-minute short, because we left the equal lows, or relatively equal lows now, and we're just displacing through everything. But what we ended up tapping into was, and this is what I mean, this happened on the 15-minute time frame today, we ended up hitting a 15-minute for value gap. So one of the assets typically will retrace into a for value gap when the other is trading higher and taking out like the market open and the pre-market highs. That tends to be what happened, or even vice versa. If one wants to take out the market open lows and the other wants to retrace into a bearish gap, that happens as well. I know that happened the other day. I think NASDAQ was the one that reswept everything, and ES was the one that came into a fair value gap, and we ended up taking longs from there. So this does work. It happens on every single fucking time frame. But we ended up creating an SMT with London low. So I was like, okay, maybe that SMT will be marked as, I guess, completed once we take out this 15-minute fair value gap, and that's exactly what we did. We took out this 15-minute fair value gap. NASDAQ retraced into a 15-minute fair value gap as well. We created an SMT with the market open highs. That's what this is. And then now this kind of looks like that. Okay. Hope you guys are following along. And now I was just waiting for an inversion out of this. So I was like, okay, if we can get an inversion of these two 5-minute gaps right here, I will be willing to take shorts, and my trade idea will look something like this. I'll probably just end up targeting this 5-minute. My stops will probably just be a little bit lower, maybe like above like a 1 or 2 minute fair value gap inside of there, whatever the case may be. But as you can see, we ended up not inversing any of them, and then we got this fucking fuck ass candle right here. And I really wasn't fucking with this candle at this point in time. I was like, okay, I'm going to be very picky. I want to see a continuation model. I'm not going to look for a mech. I'm not going to look for a PDI, but now I'm going to look for a continuation. We ended up shitting the bed. This candle ended up inversing those gaps. We came into this 5-minute gap, and I was hoping to inverse it because price did trend all the way down here. And I was like, okay, if we can inverse this, I'll then look for like a pullback into this 5-minute gap, but we don't necessarily have to inverse this. We could just target then these internal lows or these intermediate lows as like our break-even point, and then target low 1, low 2. I didn't necessarily need to see this, because if this fair value gap got respected, I was already pretty convicted that we were going to come down here anyway. Why? Because both assets had to come down. I get it. We have a London SMT, but since the draw on the higher time frame, this is a higher time frame equal low. Guys, this is not like a random 5-minute or a 1-minute equal low. This is a 4-hour equal low. I wanted to see get ran through. So that's what I was looking for. I wanted to see this 5-minute, this blue box get respected. We ended up running right through it with this 1055 candle, and I ended up just sitting the fuck out the market because, yeah. And W idea, because look at price live right now. It's still doing absolutely really nothing. So I wanted shorts today. Couldn't find an entry, but you guys be on the lookout for this setup. This setup happens a lot. Sometimes it happens on the 1-minute, other times it happens on 5-minute. Today it happened on the 15-minute. If we're looking to take shorts and we left like a significant liquidity pool like this, okay, look for one asset to come sweep out the highs up here, create an SP, and look for another to retrace into a fair value gap and continue lower. It happens often. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you guys are looking at shorts or longs, whatever the case may be, at or near like market open. But with that being said, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you guys want to join the free Discord, link is in the description of your allocation. Use code LoeGpa on Lucid Trades. Link is in the description for that as well. It's like 35% off right now. $70 all in for a 50K account. So go check it out, and I will catch y'all boys in the next one.